Review of the trade I took this morning on Wednesday, the 30th of November. Started looking at the chart around about 6:15. So I marked up the high of the Asia at that time and also the low of the Asia at that time. I set alerts to at those levels just so I could be more aware of what was going on. Looking at the 15-minute chart, and around about 7 o'clock, just after 7, it broke through the Asia high. So I was waiting for the London Open to see what would happen. So London opened at 8 a.m. and the next candle that came in, it created a fair value gap on the 15-minute chart. I then went down to the 5, 4 and 3-minute chart. I also checked the 1 and 2, but 3-minute chart was the only one that appeared to have a fair value gap on it. And I then looked at the 5-minute to see where I would place my trade. And looking at the different time frames, this candle bottom still seemed like it was pretty relevant. So technically, because this was lower than the one before, it was still part of the fair value gap baseline to work from. So I placed a pending order at the top of the fair value gap of both the 15-minute and the 3-minute, and then put down the stop loss to the bottom of this candle here and gave myself a 2R. So watching the candles go through for the next 5 minutes was a little bit painful. Let me just put it onto the 3 because that's when I placed the trade. So 3-minute time frame. It was a little bit painful because it then tapped in, but because of the spread on FTMO, it didn't trigger the trade. A little bit frustrated, but lesson learned from yesterday, just leave it. I've done the analysis. This is what's supposed to work. And if I just leave it alone, it can work. So again, it tapped in, no trade, because it didn't trigger. Again, it tapped in, no trade. It then starts going up. At this point, I walked away, so I wouldn't fiddle around with the trade. And I set an alert for just about here. And the price then did drop down at 8.39 and triggered the FTMO trade. I had to then walk away again because this just drives me insane, this consolidation. And yeah, so it hit my take profit at 9 o'clock. And it'll be interesting to see what happens now because there is a huge fair value gap above this. If we look back, where does it go? It's all the way back here. And it's already hit the fair value gap. So if you look here, this bit has already been utilized. So it's still got a little bit more to go that it could do, but it's already hit this. So there is an opportunity for it to reverse, or it can just continue going up. So at this point, I'm just going to watch and see how much this trade could have worked out to if I had held on to it, because yesterday it went to like a 20R. So we'll see. Exciting times.